Okay, and we are officially doing the next A to Z Darius, Hand of Noxus. So the damage that he does is physical. That's gosh darn right. The style he does is pretty mixed. That's a gosh darn lie. It is way more abilities than auto attacks. Now, yes, I'll say it's okay, maybe not way. I would definitely move that bar a little to the right. Little to the right. Yeah, it's, difficulty 2. Acceptable. I agree. Damage 3. This is a problem. And yes, very true. Toughness 2. Ha! But yeah, I guess I'll accept it. Crowd control. Yeah, he can hard CC multiple people at once. I'll say it. And he has a slow, now that I think about it, too. I would give 2 CC to him, but, I don't know. Okay. He honestly, I don't really know about you. I guess since he doesn't really grant any of that to anyone else, I guess that's okay. Same with mobility. He heals a stupid amount. Okay. There is no greater symbol of Noxian might than Darius, the nation's most feared and battle-hardened commander, rising from the humble origins to become the Hand of Noxus. He cleaves through the Empire's enemies, many of them Noxians themselves, knowing that he never doubts his cause is just, and never hesitates once his axe is raised. Those who stand against the leader of the Trifarian Legion can expect no mercy from him. I added in that from him part just so you know. Hemorrhage. Stupidity number 1. Darius aims his attack strategically, causing his target to bleed. The effect stacks up to 5 times. Enemies that reach max hemorrhage cause Darius to gain Noxian might, greatly increasing his damage. You see, here's the thing though. 1, this shouldn't increase his damage. 2, it increases his damage every single stack. Or at least it used to. It might not anymore. Maybe it does only increase on 5. But it still shouldn't increase his damage. It's stupid. It is stupid. I'm going to say it right here, right now. What they should change about him is his passive. I'm okay with the bleeding. Yes, I find it pretty annoying when, I leave in a fight and I'm still bleeding because I have 4 or 5 stacks on me and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to live. And then the next thing I know, I die nowhere near him. It's like, I guess I'm not going to live. Q. Decimate. Darius winds up and swings his axe in a wide circle. Enemies struck by the blade take more damage than those struck by the handle. Darius heals based on enemy champions hit by the blade. Number 2, stupid. The amount he heals is kind of insane. I find it a bit okay about this ability just because if you stand in like the middle area, it still heals, but it does like half of the damage that it would do from actually getting hit by the blade. If you if you're gonna get hit by it no matter what, go towards him instead of against him. But at the same time, mixed with the other abilities in his kit, this makes it very difficult to ever dodge his Q. W. Crippling Strike. Darius' next attack strikes an enemy crucial artery. Oh, really? As they bleed out, their movement speed is slowed. 1, a crucial artery would mean that they're going to die. So I would change the wording on this. 2, it's stupid. I think that it should just literally be a increased attack speed type, or not increased attack speed, like it should just be like an increase in attack speed for 2 auto attacks type deal, or for like 1 auto attack that is instantly refreshed or gets like the mana refreshed and the cooldown halved if it kills a target, because it does do that, by the way. Just so you know, it does actually. It doesn't say it here, but it does do that. If you kill a target with it, it gets the cooldown like halved, and yeah. Or we can do something like this, where I don't think it should slow is basically the point of all of this. I disagree with the slowing. Why? Because it makes his solo engages impossible for him to lose, unless he's just counterpicked. I would make it so that, like, his next auto attack, he gains increased attack speed, and that's really it. If he hits a target that already has a stack of hemorrhage on it, then the cooldown is decreased, meaning that he'll be able to use this multiple times in a fight. Now, this will also give a stack of hemorrhage, so if you use it as your first auto attack, though, then it will not be as good. Oh, and I also think that his base attack speed in general should be lowered a little bit. The reason I say this is because just so it's harder for him to get off the hemorrhage. Plus, now on Darius, a lot of people build Trinity Force, and that gives attack speed, so you know. Okay, E, Apprehend. Darius hones his axe, passively causing his physical damage to ignore a percentage of his target's armor. When activated, Darius sweeps up his enemies with his axe's hook and pulls them to him. Yeah. The passive on this is dumb. So far, his kit literally has everything in the world that he could possibly want. A passive that causes people to take damage over time and gives him more damage. A Q that does a lot of damage and heals him, plus it's super AoE. A W that resets his auto attack and slows his targets, plus putting a stack of hemorrhage. A E that increases his armor penetration. Well, basically, sort of. It ignores part of their armor, like a part of his target's armor, but it's basically armor penetration. And also is a form of heavy CC that gets you right next to him just so he could use his W and Q more efficiently. Lovely. What I would do for this ability. Okay. This one is a situational. As I said with his W, if they do the things with his W, his E can stay exactly this way it is. By that, I mean that his, if his W no longer slows, his E can be the exact thing that it currently is, because that'll increase his W's damage and it'll have more of a reason to use the ability at all. Because really the only reason to use it beforehand was to slow and to farm with it. But now it's going to be to farm and just to hit people with it. So because of that, this will increase its damage and just make it an overall better idea. But if they keep his W on a slow, then one, they should not do what I was talking about. Like, if they keep his W the exact same as it is right now, then his E should lose the armor penetration. It's stupid how a bruiser who can survive forever and a half has this. Especially when I explain his ult as well. Okay, let's go to his ult. The Noxian Guillotine. Darius keeps to an enemy champion and strikes a lethal blow. Or leaps to an enemy, Leaps to an enemy champion and strikes a lethal blow, dealing true damage. This damage is increased for each stack of hemorrhage on the target. If Noxian Guillotine is a killing blow, its cooldown is refreshed for a brief duration. Darius's kit literally makes him a pentakill machine, a one-man army. Now, he's a bruiser. I half agree with this. But at the same time, he shouldn't be able to literally one-shot a team. Or not one-shot. Literally one-man a team. His goal is to get in and disrupt. That's what bruisers do. He does not disrupt. He murders. They should lower, if they're going to continue the route of him being able to murder, they should lower his overall toughness and his health regen on his Q. If they want to keep him being the slaughterer, or if they want to just make him a true bruiser and just want to turn him into a disruptor, then they should make the changes that I'm talking about. If they want to like turn him basically into an assassin, then honestly keep the kit the way it is now. Just make his base armor, base magic resist, and base HP and base healing off of his Q all lowered significantly. Okay, maybe some significantly, some not at all. Okay, not at all. Some only a little bit. But if they truly want to make him keep this symbol up here true, making him a bruiser, then his passive shouldn't give him bonus AD. It's just too much AD for a bruiser. Why would you do this? His Q, honestly, should basically stay the way it is now. I agree with the healing because he is a bruiser in general. It very much annoys me and it makes him very hard to fight. But at the same time, if he's not like slaughtering our team, I really don't care all that much. I agree with his Q and his W giving off a stack of hemorrhage, but his E should not, by the way. His W, as I was saying, should be turned into something to do damage, not something to CC. This will make it harder for him and easier at the same time to solo people in lane. And it will just make it a general less of a impacting ability in team fights. Because currently it's a bit annoying when you're slowed by Darius and then you're stuck right next to him and then murder happens while the rest of his team is also trying to CC you. His E, I think, should stay the way it is except for lose the armor penetration, and his ult should not do true damage. I agree with it doing increased damage per hemorrhage stack, because, you know, that one makes you kind of save the ability. But I disagree with the true damage that it deals. I dislike true damage in any case where they're not, like, an ADC. Like Vayne's true damage, I think, is fine. A bruiser's true damage, such as Cho'Gath and Darius, is not fine. Much less fine. As I was saying, I do think that his W can stay a slow if that they change his E to make it do much, whatever the heck it's called, not give the armor penetration, but at the same time, to be truthful, I think that he really shouldn't have either, because yet again, his point is to disrupt. It is not to murder. He should, yes, he is a bruiser. He should have a killing potential. He should have the potential of getting into a 1v1 or like 2v1 and still coming out victorious if he plays his cards right. But it should be something difficult to do and not something that he can do with ease like an assassin. Ugh. He literally has the perks of being assassin, such as high damage and armor penetration, but also the perks of being a bruiser, such as high toughness and high sustain. It is just too much on a single champion. Yet again, I'm going to repeat this for like every time I ever do one of these reviews, too much on one champion. Now let's go to his skins. I love his base skin as it is, and I just wanted to say that. But honestly, I wish that the symbol, there's one thing I wish they changed. The symbol of when he gets to 5 stacks, you're going to see it here in a moment, and now. That symbol, I wish it was on like the cape that's on his back, and on like the little thing in front of his crotch. I wish it was on that and on the cape. Why? Just because. His Q, Lord Darius. I don't really like the golden eye things. I kind of understand because like he is the Lord and everything, but I don't really. To me it just seems like it's a stupid effect, as if he's. I just disagree with it. I like the rest of the aesthetics of the skin, and I think that it is fine overall, but I just disagree with the eye thing. That's really it, though. Bioforge Darius, I'm fine with this one, including his eyes. I'm completely fine with this skin. Actually, that's a lie. I just noticed something that I'm not completely fine with, such as the axe. I wish it was more, like, toxic. Like, you see how there's these little bits? I wish there was, like, actually part of those, like, throughout the axe or something. Wood King Darius. I don't understand why it's called Wood King. I guess it's okay. I wouldn't really have named it Wood King, but, you know, whatever. It's an okay looking skin. I don't have any, like, problems with it except for the name it has itself. Tankmaster Darius is fine the way it is. Academy Darius, I think, is a little stupid. I wish it made him like more of like in like a football type outfit, and instead of just giving him, yeah, I don't really know how to describe it. I wish he was in more of like a football type outfit, like just looked bigger and bruisier. Dread Nova Darius, I think, is an incredible skin, and it looks flippin' fantastic. I think that, yes, there are like some things about it, like in game, that are a bit meh, but I think overall it is pretty cool. The only thing I dislike about it is the fact that his face looks too much like Swain's. Like Swain's new face, like look at Darius's current face. If you focused on just the head alone, you could honestly say like, oh, is that gonna be a Dread Nova Swain? Now for other skins when it comes to Darius, I don't really have any like major ideas. There were a few that I sort of thought of. One of them is after honestly it's a more of a stupid skin. It's based off of Chrome, like Google Chrome. The reason I'm saying this is I'm gonna go into Ari. Where is it? Here it is. Foxfire Ari is based off of Firefox. How funny would it be if you can see Darius in like 3 different colors, the yellow, or 4 different colors technically, the yellow, the blue, the green, and the red. And then like every time he uses his Q, you just you see the Chrome symbol, you see like part of it being red, part of it being green, part of it being yellow, and then he looks blue or something like that. And then upon healing it, or no, upon it actually healing is when it makes him turn blue for a second, as representing the health that he just gained back. Something like that. I thought of that one just because of how in his Q he looks like he's spinning. His E can be whatever the heck it's called. His E can be yellow primarily. His Q or his W can be green, and then his alt can be pure red, all of the different colors, and then his passive itself can be blue. You can put blue little circles around you each time you get hit by an auto attack. And then his Q is, as I already said, a combination of all the colors. Besides that, I think it would be kind of funny to see maybe a Mecha Darius, but he already has 2 or 3 robotic skins. There's Dread Nova, and then Bioforge. I guess this one really isn't robotic, so I guess it would do okay. I don't think he should get a project. I would not give him project, honestly. I just don't think he fits it. I don't know why. I don't think he fits it. But I would give him a mecha or a battle cast, preferably mecha. I think would do best. And then that's really it. The reason I'm looking at all the other people is I'm trying to think of maybe a few more skin ideas, because all I really had was that one. I know exactly what he should get a pentakill skin. As I already said, his kit currently is just get a pentakill. So I think he should definitely get a pentakill skin. Along with this, I know there's also Kale who has the pentakill, but yeah. I just truly think that he should get a pentakill skin. I don't really know what you'd make his weapons be, because it'd probably have to be something like Mordekaiser, where it's just a guitar axe type deal. And then he'd probably look a lot like Mordekaiser, honestly, in the skin itself, which is the only thing don't really like about it, that I would think would be a bad idea. But I think in general it would just be a really cool concept. And that's really it. So thank you all very much for watching this A to Z mini rework. If you agree or disagree with any of the ideas that I've said about Darius, or any of the things that I've said about him, please leave a comment and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you happen to know anyone from Riot, please inform them of what I've just said, the ideas I've had. and so on and so forth, and be like, hey, contact this guy. He has good ideas every now and then. Not all of them are the best, because there's gonna be different people thinking different things, saying like Darius is perfectly balanced, and other people saying Darius is broken. There's always like the general disagreement. But yeah, say like he has good ideas every now and then. And I will love you for it as well, if that actually ever happened. And yes, I am going to bid you all adieu. Goodbye.